Good game.
Actually, I might just sit like Hex for this review in case you're missing it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the dust has finally settled on the salacious controversy, and we've worked up the courage to review the raunchy party game We Dare by French developer Ubisoft.
Yes, if anyone was going to figure out a way of turning the harmless Nintendo Wii into a kinky sex device, it'd have to be the French.
Well, in fairness, most of the work done on We Dare was by Ubisoft Milan, but I guess the Italians are just as naughty. And what about this trailer? It's a far cry from Olivia Newton-John in We Fit or Helen Mirren's Feet.
Yeah, I like how the actors really enjoyed themselves there, didn't they, Budge? I mean, they just couldn't help but erupt into spontaneous, natural laughter.
Ubisoft really went for a sexy image when marketing this game. Just look at the manual. Check out this chair, straight out of a 19th century brothel.
It's like something you'd find in Paris Hilton's brain.
Yeah, it's festooned with the aftermath of a debauched all-nighter. There's the fluffy handcuffs on the chair, the bra over the side, and of course, the little pink rubber duck.
Oh yes, no romantic evening should be without one of those.
Bindi and I were quite keen on reviewing We Dare, actually, because we thought it might help us out in intimate situations, and I think it's fair to say that embarking on this game, we were both a little nervous.
Okay, hi. Yeah, good, how you doing?
Good. It's quite bouncy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, it's good, isn't it? Comfy,
Do you want another pillow? Are you okay?
Oh, no, you have the pillow, it's fine, so...
We tried to get into the mood with some nice wine.
Let's have a little bit.
And of course, we used the adequate protection on our Wiimotes.
Oh, you can't be too careful.
Put your hand in mine and let me lead the way. I want to let you down. I'm here for you, come whatever. Put me to the test, I won't let you go. You'll be amazed that I say I told you so. I'm here, so I want to hold on as the days are long. Just trust me.
But once we delved into the game, we found the content was surprisingly unsexy and aimed more for cuteness and humour.
Yeah, you can play We Dare with up to 4 players, and although there is a 1-player option, we should warn you up front, it's not much fun that way. Plus you do feel rather foolish boogieing onto that naughty screen all on your own.
It's definitely a party game, and the more the merrier. You start by generating your own character, and I think that's important when you're playing with friends, to have interesting needs.
Yes, plus I was delighted that they actually included a skin colour pale enough to match Barjo and me in real life. You can choose from 5 so-called moods, and these moods are actually groups of mini-games. There are 37 mini-games all up, which sounds reasonably generous until you discover that almost half of them are extremely similar dancing games.
I'm a right-time favorite. When I make my move to her room, it's the right time.
They're a bit El Cheapo too, especially compared to any other dedicated dancing game out there. Also, after a while you realise you're not dancing to pop hits, you're dancing to really poor covers of pop hits, and they feel kind of plastic.
A nice variation is a minigame with the rather un-PC title Blind as a Bat, where you guide your blindfolded partner in a dance, and you have to actually force their body to match the moves on screen. Although the game does not come with a blindfold, so you will need to find a tea towel or something.
As for other mini-games, there's climbing up and down a building, a trivia game where you have to guess the right question first, and a quite strange one where you have a time limit to go and find a household item and then bring it back and stand on the balance board. There's also charades where one player secretly listens into their Wiimote for the clue, and that's pretty inventive, really. Plus there's physical challenges, like doing the limbo, and trying to stay on a motorised rodeo bull.
Now, you're probably thinking all this sounds about as sexy as a box of crayons, so the question is, where does We Dare actually deliver on that suggestive marketing? Well, if you were hoping for a spanking minigame like the one in the trailer, that's false advertising. There's no such thing.
Yes, that's a flying game where you actually have to balance the other player on your lap through a bunch of rings, and sadly, it's spank-free. Quite good for your abs, though.
Yeah, where things do finally get a bit naughty is in a game called The Big Apple. You have to actually press A and B on the Wiimote using your face and not your hands. You know, not the most hygienic of mini-games.
No. Honestly, I found this so gross with Bindi that I just swapped him out for a mannequin.
Thanks. The other sexy mini-game is one called Who Dares Wins, and this is literally a stripping game. The Wii balance board weighs each person, and then whoever removes the most clothing is declared the winner.
Yes, it's not very scientific. You could easily turn up in a motorcycle helmet, take it off, and just win that way.
Yes!
Barjo? Barjo? Look, anyway, after our game session, we actually loosened up quite a bit, you know, and one thing kind of led to another, and, well, I must say, though, the morning after, things were a little bit awkward. I'm not even going to tell you where we found the Wiimotes. But all up, We Dare is basically fun rather than raunchy, so despite the publicity, do not expect much sexiness from this game.
Particularly when you and I are playing it.
Final thoughts, Barjo?
I think there are too many dancing mini-games, and the other mini-games aren't that great anyway. Also, you spend an eternity in the loading screens, and, you know, this is a terrible game for terrible people, so I'm giving it 2 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Look, I mean, if you've got friends over who aren't really gamers, and you don't want them to be anyway, then We Dare is probably suitable. I mean, it's not fiddly to learn like, say, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics with all that training. You know, these mini-games are so easy. You can be the world's biggest technophobe and dive right in. I mean, even Alan Jones or Tony Abbott could probably manage We Dare, although I do not recommend them as party guests. In the grand scheme of all things gaming, I give this 3 rubber chickens out of 10.